Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to shorter attention, what I was doing and things like that. Hopefully it helps you out. You know, hopefully. Oh, hello there, boys and girls. I hope everybody is having a lovely Friday. I just wanted to say I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to get back to you guys. I've been a little bit busy here, so today I'm going to play catch up, and I'm going to give you a lot of videos. So, with that being said, I'm only going to talk about Honor 22 for a little bit this morning. And basically what we got going on is this Saturday, we are going out to Power Park Fitness. We're going to go ahead and run a little obstacle course out there. So if you guys want to join us, it's going to be 20 bucks for the day. I wish I had more free passes, but I did give my last one away yesterday. So, you know, thanks guys for coming out and, you know, having a good workout with us. So, Tournament of Heroes, good news. We have all 12 teams there, so I no longer am looking for teams. So I do appreciate everybody that signed up and is ready to play. What I'm looking for now is volunteers and sponsorship. So if you want to sponsor our tournament, if your company wants to sponsor our tournament, we do have two different levels of sponsorship. The first one is for $150. Your company name and logo will be printed on our t-shirt. Your company is going to receive 5 free t-shirts from us. And then finally, you'll get 5 free Honor 22 wristbands. And then for $300, your company logo is going to be in the t-shirt. You're going to get 5 free shirts. You're also going to get the 5 free wristbands. The difference is we're also going to display your company logo on our outfield and a big banner out there. So that's going to be good there. So today, guys, what I wanted to talk about, before I do that, I do still have t-shirts for sale. They are going to be $15. I have all shapes and sizes. So, you know, come on, get your t-shirt. They fit great. So today what I wanted to talk about is a little thing called PTSD persistence. Now basically there's 2 levels of basically any trauma associated with it. You've got ASD and PTSD. So you've got acute stress disorder and then post-traumatic stress disorder, and they both have the same symptoms. The real big difference there is if your symptoms last longer than a month, I believe, yes, it's longer than a month, you develop PTSD. Before that you have ASD. So basically, let me get this set up here. There we go. Alright, so with PTSD persistence, I'm reading this out of the book, on the right page. The first line says, okay, you say, the crisis is now over. I survived. What happened wasn't pretty, but the score ended up me 1, the grave 0. So why can't I move on? Why do I keep reliving what happened? Often a trauma survivor can go through a short period of decompression and processing, return pretty close to normal. But if the traumatizing event was exceptionally violent and life-threatening, or if there were multiple episodes, the brain stays stuck in the crisis alert mode. So basically, what's happening there is you can't move on. No matter how much you try, you know, you're basically just surviving because your brain is still stuck in the, hey, I almost died mode. Or hey, I was attacked maliciously mode, or I was violated. You know, my personal space was violated. So now instead of going out and living, what you're doing is surviving, and it's basically a constant circle here of you know, depression, anxiety, and anger. I also threw in lack of faith because again, that's what this book is covering, is your moral injury. So basically, you're in this constant loop here where, you know, you're depressed, which makes you angry, angry makes you anxious, anxious, which, you know, results in your lack of faith. Sorry, I got 2 new ladies in the house and they are really playing. Hey! Thank you. So, anywho, when it came to PTSD for persistence, in my own personal story, I was home for over a year and still hated doing the things like I used to love doing. I used to love going out to bars. I used to love going and, you know, hanging out with my friends, dance halls, stuff like that. And it got to the point over a year later where I didn't want to do any of that. I was completely content with staying at home because I could control the things that happen at home. Basically, I walled myself off from my friends and family because I did not feel safe. And in transition, I tried to wall off my friends and family from the outside world because I didn't think they were safe as well. The world was a dangerous place in my eyes. You know, my perception of the world changed dramatically when I came home. I used to think people always had inherently good intentions, and when I came home, I thought everybody had inherently bad intentions. And so that belief system I had there, that moral injury, I was something I had to change. Otherwise, I was going to continue to see the world as a violent place, no matter how much I went through my own recovery. Basically, I was surviving. I wasn't living. I had been home for over a year, and yet I hadn't really left Afghanistan. And so that's what PTSD persistence is. It's where you cannot seem to move on. No matter what you do, you can't move on. And now where this book comes in handy here is a lot of people, whenever they're struggling through hard times, they look to religion for obvious reasons. There's plenty of moral support, there's plenty of community support there, but more than anything, there's a belief system, there's a hope there. And so a lot of people will turn to a God, any God, to help with that. And so if you're going through something like that, where you constantly can't seem to get past what's going on, you're not really talking to anybody, you're not trying to get better, one of the things you can do is go to your local church and talk to your pastor, or Shia, or whatever, the other ones are called. And basically, talking to them, you're going to this place that no matter what you've done wrong, it's a house of healing. And so you can go there and talk to them. They may not understand what's going on with you, but they can understand that you're hurting. And they can understand that you need help with that hurting. And they can get you the help that you need if it's not them. So that's basically what this book covered on PTSD persistence. Now, finally, I do have another underlying quote here that says, whenever you have a trauma, your brain basically files it in what this book calls a photo album. And so this basically says the opening of the photo album can also have another function. It's a flare being sent up by the trauma survivor's inner self, alerting the outside world that he's been through more than he can handle and needs help dealing with it. We humans aren't meant to suffer a trauma alone and not bother anyone else about them. We are an independent species, ordained so by our Creator. We need each other. Interdependent, not independent. Species ordained so by our Creator. We need each other, and if our outer self won't take action, our inner self will help. We'll keep up the pressure until we do. By the way, it seems to work. More PTSD sufferers finally decide to seek help due to their re-experiencing symptoms than any other reason. So basically what this is saying is that we are all linked together. And while we may not understand what the other person's going through, we can understand that they're hurting, and we can do what we can to help them out. So basically there was 3 questions in this book I wanted to ask real quick. Let me clean this off. So while I'm doing that, I actually had a video deleted off of Facebook because it said I was infringing on copyrighted material by using some of AC/DC's playwork. Now, while that does break my heart, because AC/DC is my absolute favorite band, I want to avoid that for future. So here on out, I'm going to be using the best of the 1980s playlist. So I hope you guys enjoy that while I knock out these push-ups. So let me find my marker. Okay. Alrighty, so these 3 questions are basically set up for you to get out and actually talk to somebody. And so the first question here is, have you talked to anybody about your traumatic event? If you don't talk to anybody about it, what's going to happen is that event's going to continue to fester, and it's going to eventually boil over to something that you can't control. How do I know? It happened to me. So the best thing that you could do is go out and talk to someone. So the second question here is basically just ask, if not, why not? Why haven't you talked to someone? Why haven't you gone out to seek help? What is holding you back from doing that? Is it because you're afraid people won't understand? Is it because you're afraid people will judge you, try to persecute you? Things like that. Like, the great thing about going to talk to, a religious figure, a pastor, whoever, or even going to talk to a counselor is these people aren't going to judge you. They're there to help you. And so if you're not comfortable talking with your friends and family about it, you can always go talk to them about it until you get to a point where you are comfortable talking about it. And then finally, that brings me up to my last point. Are you open? Let's see, let me finish writing this. Are you open to talking more? All right, so these are the 3 questions. Have you talked to anybody about your traumatic event? If not, why not? And are you open to talking more about it if the right person was there? If you think the right person was there, the person that's going to make you the most comfortable to talk about your traumatic event was available, would you be willing to talk about it? Because once you start to talk about it, then you can actually start to fix it. And that's what we're here for. We're trying to get you from going to surviving to living, okay? So hopefully, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock out some push-ups, and then once I upload this one, I'll upload another one. I got about a week's worth to catch up on, so it's going to be a lot of information today, folks. Oh yeah. Everybody say hi to Oakley. Hey Oakley. Hey, puppy. Hey, puppy. Ah, what's up, puppy? Yeah. Yeah. Help me push. Yeah. Ah. All right. Do you see that? I just got mugged by a black lab. Somebody call the authorities. Totally kidding. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned. I got a couple more put out for today. So have a good one, folks.